and a guy who has watched the All-Star game a lot, Kenny the Jet Smith.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your name. You've watched it a lot as well.
And I'm fixing to watch another one. Tonight, we'll see the East All-Stars playing against the West All-Stars. And even though today won't count in the standings, still such an exciting day in the NBA, and both teams are up for this one. And how much fun is this? The All-Star game officially upon us, typically a high-scoring, fast-breaking affair. Shaq, any reason to think it's going to be anything different this time around?
Welcome to our coverage of the NBA All-Star Game with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan.
And guys, this really sets up to be an incredible night in terms of excitement from the coaches to the players to us here in the booth. I mean, this is such a fantastic event to be a part of.
Guys, it really is the greatest all-star game in all the sports, in my opinion. We have the best players in the NBA at the peak of their powers. I mean, I can't wait to see what this year's game has in store for us.
This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke reporting on the sidelines. All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for the West All-Stars, Steph Curry's out there with Freak. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Cousins in at the 5 spot. Here's Curry. Great D that time from Irving.
And this has become one of the must-see events of the year, which is obvious by all the star power in attendance here tonight.
Well, certainly the Hollywood crowd is on hand, the biggest names from the sports world, music stars. Everybody wants to be a part of All-Star Week.
And you know, this game, yeah, in a lot of ways, guys, has belonged to the Western Conference the entire decade. I mean, and last year they got the job done again. So although it did come down to the wire, the end result still was Western Conference dominance. And there's such a sense of history that surrounds the All-Star game. I mean, this is the 65th time this event has been held, and you think back on all the legends of the NBA, they've all made their mark in some way on this contest.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Well, let's say the defense being played here tonight might be a bit on the soft side from both teams.
Well, I know you're not surprised, are you? I mean, fast and loose is the way this game should be played. Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run, passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And you talked about NBA legends, Greg, putting their stamp on this game. How about, for instance, Wilt Chamberlain's 42 points and 24 rebounds in that 1962 All-Star game?
I mean, that was amazing. What about Michael Jordan following up his epic win in the '88 Slam Dunk Contest with 40 points and the MVP award as well the next night? So just so many great memories from this event. Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
He kicks it to Drummond. LeBron outside. Takes a 3. And Irving gets it to go on the assist by LeBron. 9 points for Kyrie Irving.
And you know, there were a couple of records that fell at last year's All-Star game, but to me, the most shocking one of all. The number of three-pointers made, 48. I mean, the teams they combine for 48 threes.
Now, here's Wade. Back to Millsap. It's deflected. Curry with the steal. Here's Covington, and it's sent back by Drummond. They retain possession. Covington with the bucket. Covington's got 14.
And that's a nice exchange between teammates there. I mean, they really work well together, whether it's All-Star Week or the regular season.
You know, really pretty fresh they get to share this stage together tonight. I mean, they both helped each other to get here, and now they're going to keep helping each other.
And those 48 three-pointers you talked about, Greg, the previous high for threes in an All-Star game was 30. So that's what I call shattering a record, huh? Man, oh, man.
It was insane. And really, that speaks to the evolution of the game as well. The game has become far more perimeter-oriented in terms of the skill set.
East grabs the miss.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher.
Oh, and the crowd goes crazy after seeing that finish.
Yep, a throwdown appropriate for the occasion. That's how to get these fans revved up and excited.
No good from Cousins.
And we've got a collection of the greatest players in the world here. I mean, and playing in an event where they can really let it all hang out.
And that's exactly why we always come away with such great memories. I mean, because they really do try to give the fans as many highlights as possible. And they are the best players in the world.
Catching up on the changes for the East. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Millsap. Paul George comes in for Andre Drummond. Butler, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And John Wall subbed in for Irving. The West All-Stars also changing it up. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Harden comes in for Freak. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Curry. And Anthony gets it to go.
And if you remember last year, I mean, no star shined brighter in this game than Russell Westbrook. How about 41 points, just one off Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record? And I'd say Russell was a very deserving MVP.
Leonard, that's good, and a nice assist from Durant.
Not much in the way of defense being played here early on.
Well, you know how it works. I mean, both teams will be conserving their energy at the defensive end until later on. That's typically how this thing unfolds.
Now here's Butler. Anthony, the pass to James. Outside Butler. Shot clock at 6. Back to Anthony. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Anthony's got 6. That All-Star game scoring record of Wilt Chamberlain, which Westbrook came so close to breaking last year, has now, Greg, been on the books for over 50 years.
Unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, when Westbrook had that 27 points at halftime, I thought for sure that that record was going to go down.
West All-Stars shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And guys, you know, we've had some All-Star game shootouts over the years, but really nothing compares to what we saw last year. The teams combined for 321 points. That's just mind-boggling.
Griffin's checked in for the West. Westbrook against Wall. The feed now to Carmelo. Bangs home the trifecta. Anthony's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And this game literally has been wide open as it gets.
Yeah, both teams completely neglecting their defensive duties.
West All-Stars shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for James Harden. He hits both from the stripe. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. East All-Stars have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. And that one falls for John Wall. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Durant. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. And we welcome welcome you back to the NBA All-Star Game as we get set to begin the second quarter.
And you can see these players now starting to get into a rhythm. Should see a lot better flow to the game here in the second quarter.
That's usually the case. I mean, it takes some time to gel with your teammates at the All-Star game.
And, you know, fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
They've got Lowry. Anthony is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Batum in at the 2 spot. So that's who the East All-Stars start the second with. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And here are the East All-Stars now. This is the most they've led by 13 points.
Well, the All-Star game deep is in full effect. They typically clamp it down in the second half.
Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see his share of action. Spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance, if you will, to share the spotlight. It's one of the great things about the All-Star game.
Durant just inside the line and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Drops in the tray. Durant's got 7 points.
And he's been a gem this year. I mean, there have been so many highlights for him all over the first half of this season.
And I've got a feeling, Greg, he's just getting warmed up. I think he'll be even better after the All-Star break. Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that. And guys, just thinking back to last year's All-Star game, I mean, something that was really special. How about the sight of Powell and Marc Gasol, two brothers facing each other on the opening jump ball?
So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars. That moment when the Gasol brothers competed for the opening tip really was unique. It was the first time two siblings have ever started an NBA All-Star game.
And you could sense, Kevin, that the significance was not lost on them. They both talked about how much it meant to them. It was just a really cool moment to be a part of. On the fouls in terms of what's been called tonight, and that's usually the theme in this game.
I agree. I mean, the guys always play reasonably hard, but they don't necessarily play physically, if that makes any sense. The officials' jobs are usually pretty easy in this one.
Catching up on the changes for the East. James checked in for Anthony. Isaiah Thomas comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Irving subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Irving misses.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
And the rejection by James.
And you know what? Defensively, both teams have picked it up as we've gotten a little deeper into this game.
A little more competitive fire and intensity being shown out there now.
Thomas goes in and taken away by Paul. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. The West All-Stars making a switch here. Covington's checked in. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Thomas dishes to Millsap. Irving kicks to Drummond. Passes it to Millsap. Back to Drummond. Griffin with the steal. Here's Covington, and that one is hammered home.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Nobody near Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Here's Covington.
And how about all these dunks? I mean, this game's been a complete crowd pleaser, no doubt.
I know, I'm loving it. These players are really strutting their stuff tonight. Showtime!
And that's foul number 2.